July 31st, 1948. Pacific Ocean, 65 miles southwest of Pearl Harbor. A battleship floats alone on the water. She's painted bright orange, visible for miles, a target. The USS Nevada, and today is her execution. The USS Iowa takes position 5 miles away, the newest, most powerful battleship in the United States Navy. Her 16-inch guns, the largest in the fleet, train on the orange hulk. Iowa's crew has their orders. Sink her. This should take minutes. One battleship, one target. Simple. The first salvo fires. 16-inch shells, each weighing as much as a small car, scream across the water at 2,000 feet per second. They slam into Nevada's hull. Explosions tear through her superstructure. Metal shreds. Fires erupt. Nevada keeps floating. Iowa fires again, and again, and again. 27 rounds of 16-inch shells, each one powerful enough to penetrate 2 feet of steel armor. They hit Nevada's bridge, her turrets, her deck, her sides. She's still floating. The cruisers join in. USS Astoria and USS Pasadena open fire with 8-inch and 6-inch guns. 57 rounds each, 114 shells total. They rip into Nevada from both sides. Her superstructure collapses. Her masts topple. She's burning from bow to stern, still floating. Destroyers close in. 5-inch guns at point-blank range. 147 rounds. The water around Nevada erupts in geysers of white foam. Direct hits shred what's left of her hull. The paint burns off. The metal glows red-hot. Nevada refuses to sink. 4 days. That's how long this has been going on. 4 days of explosions, of fire, of shells and bombs and classified weapons tests. The United States Navy has thrown everything at this ship, and she will not go down. Finally, the order goes out. Call in the torpedo bombers. A single aircraft approaches, low and slow. Lines up on Nevada's port side, releases one Mark 13 aerial torpedo. It hits amidships, right on the waterline. The same spot where a Japanese torpedo hit her 7 years earlier. The explosion is massive. Nevada's hull buckles. She begins to list. Slowly at first, then faster. Water pours into the gaping wound. She rolls to port. Further. Further. At 2:35 in the afternoon, USS Nevada capsizes. She goes down stern first. The American flag, still flying from her jackstaff, disappears beneath the waves last. The crew of the Iowa renders honors. Caps off. Saluting. One of them mutters, "She was a grand old ship." So what kind of ship can survive that? What did Nevada do to earn this dubious honor? And why couldn't the most powerful navy in the world sink her with conventional weapons? The answer takes us back 7 years, to December 7th, 1941. To Pearl Harbor. Because the Japanese tried the same thing. 1 torpedo, 6 bombs, maybe more. Direct hits. And Nevada didn't sink then either. She got underway. She fought back. And she came back for revenge. This is the story of the toughest ship in American naval history. From Pearl Harbor to D-Day. From Iwo Jima to Okinawa. Through 2 atomic bombs. The only battleship present at both Pearl Harbor and the beaches of Normandy. This is the story of USS Nevada, the ship that simply refused to die. July 11th, 1914. Fore River Shipyard, Massachusetts. A new kind of battleship slides down the ways into the water. USS Nevada, BB-36, battleship number 36. Named for America's 36th state. She's not just another dreadnought. She's revolutionary. The first super dreadnought in the United States Navy. Triple gun turrets. The first American battleship to mount them. 10 14-inch guns in 4 turrets. More firepower than any ship afloat. Oil fuel instead of coal. Greater range, faster refueling. No coal dust choking the crew. Geared steam turbines. Cutting-edge technology. More efficient. More reliable. And the armor scheme that will save her life. All or nothing. Thick armor where it matters. Magazines, engine rooms, command spaces. Thin armor everywhere else. Better to protect the vital areas completely than spread protection thin across the entire hull. These innovations become standard for every American battleship built after her. Nevada sets the template. She's commissioned March 11, 1916. World War I is raging in Europe. America isn't in it yet. But when the U.S. enters the war in 1917, Nevada joins the Atlantic Fleet. Convoy escort duty. Patrols off the Irish coast. She arrives too late for major combat, but she's there when it matters. In 1919, she has the honor of escorting President Woodrow Wilson to the Paris Peace Conference. The 1920s and 30s. Peacetime. But the Navy knows another war is coming. Between 1927 and 1930, Nevada goes through a complete modernization. The old basket masts are replaced with tripod masts. New engines. Relocated secondary batteries. Anti-aircraft guns added. And critically, anti-torpedo bulges. Extra compartments along the hull designed to absorb torpedo hits. She emerges looking like a completely different ship. Heavier, tougher, ready. December 7th, 1941, Sunday morning, Pearl Harbor, Hawaii. Nevada is moored alone at Key F8, the northernmost berth on Battleship Row. 7 other battleships are moored in pairs further south. Nevada is by herself. And that isolation is about to save her life. It's 7:55 in the morning. The ship's band is on the fantail. They're playing the Star-Spangled Banner for the morning colors ceremony. The flag is being raised. And then, the sky fills with Japanese aircraft. Dive bombers, torpedo bombers, fighters. They scream over Ford Island and roll into their attacks. Strafing runs, bombs, torpedoes. The band pauses, looks up, sees the red circles on the wings. They finish the anthem. Then they scatter to their battle stations. At 8:10, a Nakajima B-5N torpedo bomber lines up on Nevada's port side. Releases its Type 91 torpedo. 14 feet long, 800 pounds of explosives. It runs shallow. Hits Nevada just above the keel, frame 41. The explosion is catastrophic. A massive hole tears open in the hull. Flooding begins immediately. Nevada lists 4 degrees to port. But the anti-torpedo bulge holds. That 1930 refit. The extra compartments designed to absorb this exact hit. The torpedo breaches the outer hull but doesn't penetrate the inner hull. The flooding is contained. Damage control teams counter flood compartments on the starboard side. The list corrects. Nevada steadies. And her gunners shoot down the bomber that hit her. At 8:40, the junior officers make a decision that will become legendary. The captain and executive officer are both ashore. The senior officer aboard is the chief quartermaster. They decide, we're getting out of here. Here's the thing. Battleships don't just start up and drive away. It takes hours to build steam, to get the boilers online, to generate enough power to move 29,000 tons of steel. But this morning, luck is on Nevada's side. Earlier, Ensign Joe Tausig had ordered a second boiler lit for a routine switchover. That second boiler gives them just enough steam, just enough power. Nevada backs clear of her berth, swings her bow toward the channel, and gets underway. She's the only battleship to do so during the entire attack. She steams down the channel, past the burning wreck of the USS Arizona, past the capsized hull of the USS Oklahoma. Black smoke pours from her own wounds, but her engines are running. Her guns are firing. Every sailor at Pearl Harbor is watching. It's the only bright spot in an otherwise dismal morning. And then, the second wave arrives. Japanese dive bombers see a battleship underway, in the channel, moving. It's too perfect. Their mission is to sink ships in the channel, block the harbor entrance, trap the Pacific Fleet. They swarm Nevada. At least 5 bombs hit, maybe 6, maybe 10. Witnesses lose count. The explosions tear through her forward deck, her superstructure. Fires rage. The bow sinks lower in the water. She's going down. If Nevada sinks in the channel, Pearl Harbor is useless. The entire harbor. Blocked. For months. At 9:10, the order is given. Beach her. The tug Hoga pushes Nevada's bow toward Hospital Point. Nevada's engines reverse. She runs aground deliberately, settles onto the coral and mud, still burning, still flooding, but out of the channel. Mission accomplished. 60 crew members are dead, 109 wounded. Nevada slips off the coral ledge and settles to the harbor floor. She looks like a total loss. Her bow is underwater. Her superstructure is shredded. Fires burn for days. Experts say she'll never sail again. They're wrong. February 12, 1942. 2 months after the attack. Salvage teams have been working around the clock, pumping water, sealing holes, cutting away twisted metal. And today, USS Nevada is refloated. She rises from the harbor floor like a ghost, battered, scarred, but afloat. 6 days later, she's towed into dry dock. Temporary repairs, patches welded over the holes, enough to get her moving under her own power. April 22, 1942. Nevada gets underway. She sails from Pearl Harbor to Puget Sound Navy Yard in Washington State. And there, over the next 6 months, she's completely rebuilt. The old 5-inch guns? Gone. Replaced with 16 modern 5-incher 38 dual-purpose mounts. These can fire at surface targets or aircraft. Massive increase in anti-aircraft firepower. New radar systems, new fire control computers, modern damage control equipment. Updated compartmentation. By October 1942, Nevada emerges from Puget Sound looking like a ship from a different era. She's not the same battleship that limped out of Pearl Harbor. She's modern, lethal, ready. May 1943. Her first combat mission since Pearl Harbor. The Aleutian Islands. Japanese forces occupy Attu Island. Nevada provides fire support for the American invasion. May 11th through 18th. Her 14-inch guns pound Japanese positions. The island is secured. Nevada has passed her test. She's ready for the big leagues. June 1943. She's transferred to the Atlantic. Convoy escort duty through U-boat-infested waters. Training exercises off the East Coast. Preparation. Because the largest amphibious invasion in history is being planned. And Nevada is going to be there. June 6th, 1944. D-Day. The beaches of Normandy. Nevada is part of Fire Support Group 1. Her mission: destroy German defenses before the 4th Infantry Division lands on Utah Beach. 110 German artillery pieces, concrete bunkers, machine gun nests, a 12-foot seawall. At dawn, Nevada opens fire. Her 14-inch shells scream inland. Some targets are 17 miles from the coast. Others are as close as 600 yards from the front lines. 600 yards. That's danger close. One miscalculation, and she's killing American troops. But Nevada's gunners are perfect. The fire is incredibly accurate. Ground commanders send message after message. Keep it up. You're saving lives. German coastal batteries return fire. Nevada is straddled 27 times by enemy shells. Geysers erupt around her hull. Close misses. Any one of those hits could cripple her. Not a single shell touches her. She fights for 11 straight days at Normandy. June 6th through 17th. Then again on June 25th for the Cherbourg Peninsula assault. Thousands of rounds fired. 0 damage taken. And here's the historic achievement. USS Nevada is the only battleship present at both Pearl Harbor and Normandy. The only one. From victim to victor in 30 months. August 15th, 1944. Operation Dragoon. The invasion of southern France. Nevada bombards the port of Toulon. She duels with a German fortress called Big Willie, a coastal battery mounting 13.4-inch guns. Willie fires first. Nevada fires back. A single 14-inch shell from Nevada disables the French battlecruiser Strasbourg, captured by the Germans and now used as a floating battery. Nevada supports the invasion through September 25th. Another victory, another campaign, zero significant damage. The score so far: Normandy, success. Southern France, success. The Atlantic theater is won. But the bloodiest battles are still ahead. The Pacific is waiting. September 1944. Nevada is released from Atlantic duty. She transits the Panama Canal, heads west, back to the Pacific, back to where it all began. Her destination? The Volcano Islands, Iwo Jima. February 16, 1945. Nevada arrives off Iwo Jima, a tiny island, 8 square miles, volcanic rock, and the most heavily fortified piece of ground the Japanese possess. Caves, tunnels, hidden artillery. 21,000 Japanese defenders who have vowed to die before surrendering. Nevada's mission? Soften it up before the Marines land. She takes position 8,000 yards offshore, opens fire. Her 14-inch guns pound the island for 3 weeks straight, day and night. Thousands of rounds, trying to collapse the tunnels, destroy the guns, break the will of the defenders. February 19th, the Marines land, and Nevada moves closer, much closer. 600 yards from shore, point-blank range for a battleship. She's so close that Japanese artillery can hit her. And they do. Shells splash around her, some hit. Nevada absorbs the damage and keeps firing. The Marines call her Sweetheart of the Marine Corps. Every shell she fires saves American lives. Every bunker she destroys is one fewer machine gun tearing into the landing force. Nevada fires continuously through March 7th. 3 weeks of support. The battle for Iwo Jima costs 26,000 American casualties. 6,800 Marines killed. But Nevada keeps fighting, keeps supporting. Minimal damage taken. Maximum damage delivered. March 24th, 1945. Okinawa. The last major battle before the planned invasion of Japan. The largest amphibious operation in the Pacific War. And Nevada is assigned to Task Force 54, Fire Support Force. For 7 days, she bombards Okinawa. Airfields, shore defenses, supply dumps. The Japanese are hiding their strength, waiting. April 1st, Easter Sunday. The invasion begins, and the kamikazes come. March 27th, dawn. 7 Japanese VAL dive bombers attack the fire support force. They're targeting the battleships. One VAL, hit repeatedly by anti-aircraft fire, keeps coming. Trailing smoke. On fire. Heading straight for Nevada. The crew braces. Anti-aircraft guns firing. Tracers filling the sky. The VAL doesn't waver. It crashes onto Nevada's main deck, next to turret number 3. The explosion tears a hole in the deck. Both 14-inch guns in the turret are knocked out. 3 20mm anti-aircraft mounts destroyed. Fires erupt. 11 sailors are killed instantly. 49 wounded. Damage control teams sprint to the scene. Hoses, foam. They fight the fires, contain the damage. Nevada doesn't withdraw, doesn't retreat. She keeps firing with her remaining turrets. April 5th. A Japanese shore battery scores a hit. 2 more crewmen killed. Nevada fires back, silences the battery, keeps fighting. She stays on station through June 30th. 82 days of continuous combat. Kamikaze attacks become routine. 20 American ships are sunk by kamikazes at Okinawa. Nevada survives multiple near misses. July 10th. Nevada joins the 3rd Fleet. They range close enough to the Japanese home islands to bombard the mainland. The war is almost over. Plans are being made for Operation Downfall, the invasion of Japan. But the atomic bombs drop first. August 6th. Hiroshima. August 9th. Nagasaki. August 15th. Japan surrenders. Nevada's war is over. Let's count the score. Pearl Harbor, survived. Attu, victory. Normandy, victory. Southern France, victory. Iwo Jima, victory. Okinawa, victory. 2 world wars, 7 battle stars, hundreds of thousands of shells fired. 60 crew killed at Pearl Harbor, 13 more at Okinawa, hundreds wounded. But still afloat, still fighting. The ship that came back from death. August 1945, Tokyo Bay. Nevada is there for the occupation of Japan. Victory. Peace. Finally. But a survey is conducted. Nevada is 32 years old. Her keel was laid in 1912, launched 1914, commissioned 1916. She's ancient by naval standards. Modern Iowa-class battleships are superior in every way. Faster, heavier, better armed. The Navy doesn't need old battleships anymore. Decision: Nevada will be retired. But how do you retire a ship this famous, this historic, this tough? The Navy has an idea. July 1946, Bikini Atoll, Marshall Islands, Operation Crossroads. The United States is going to test atomic bombs on a fleet of surplus naval vessels. 95 ships assembled, old warships, captured German and Japanese vessels, all of them empty, all of them expendable. And Nevada? She's selected as the primary target, the bullseye ship, painted bright orange for visibility. The Navy wants to know, what do nuclear weapons do to a fleet? Testable. July 1st, 1946, an aerial burst. A B-29 drops a 23-kiloton atomic bomb. The bombardier's target? USS Nevada. The bomb misses by 1,700 yards, explodes above a different ship, the USS Gilliam. The fireball incinerates everything within a half-mile radius. The shockwave levels structures. The radiation contaminates dozens of vessels. Nevada survives. Damaged, scorched, radioactive, but floating. Test Baker, July 25th, 1946. An underwater burst. A 23-kiloton bomb suspended 90 feet underwater beneath the fleet. The detonation is apocalyptic. A column of water 2,000 feet wide erupts from the lagoon. Ships are lifted completely out of the water by the pressure wave. The radioactive spray falls back down, contaminating everything. Nevada is lifted, crashes back down. Her hull buckles. 3 holes rip open in her sides. Compartments flood. Extreme radiation contamination. Still floating. August 29th, 1946. USS Nevada is decommissioned. Too radioactive for any crew to board. She's towed to Kwajalein Atoll and left to decay. For 2 years she sits there, a radioactive hulk. Too dangerous to approach. Too contaminated to scrap. Most ships would have been cut up and melted down. Not Nevada. July 26th, 1948. Nevada is towed near Pearl Harbor. The Navy has a new classified explosive they want to test. They detonate it aboard her. It doesn't cause significant damage. The Navy is getting frustrated. What does it take to sink this ship? July 27th. The decision is made. Naval gunfire exercise. Objective: sink USS Nevada. For 4 days they try. Day 1. Cruiser fire. Still floating. Day 2. Destroyer fire. Still floating. Day 3. Bombers. Still floating. Day 4. Everything at once. July 31st, 1948. The final day. USS Iowa opens fire. 27 rounds of 16-inch shells. Point-blank range. USS Astoria and USS Pasadena. 114 rounds of 6-inch and 8-inch shells. USS Springfield and 4 destroyers. 147 rounds of 5-inch shells. Total: 287 rounds in 20 minutes. Nevada's superstructure is shredded. Her deck buckles. Fires everywhere. Still floating. The Navy calls in a torpedo bomber. 1 Mark 13 aerial torpedo. It hits amidships. the same location as the Pearl Harbor torpedo 7 years earlier. Nevada finally begins to list, slowly, then faster, water rushing into the wound. 2:35 p.m. USS Nevada capsizes, goes down stern first, the American flag still flying as she slips beneath the waves. The crew of Iowa renders honors, saluting, silent, respectful. She was a grand old ship. What did it take to kill her? Let's add it up. 1 torpedo at Pearl Harbor, 6 to 10 bombs at Pearl Harbor, 1 kamikaze at Okinawa, artillery shells at Okinawa, 2 atomic bombs, 4 days of explosives testing, 287 shells from modern warships, 1 final aerial torpedo. Total time to sink, 4.5 days of continuous attack. That's not a ship. That's a force of nature. For 72 years, USS Nevada rests in darkness. 15,400 feet below the surface, 65 nautical miles southwest of Pearl Harbor. The position is recorded but imprecise. 1948 navigation technology. No GPS, no satellites, just estimates. The Cold War begins. The world moves on. Nevada is forgotten. A memory, a footnote in history books. Until 2020, May 2020. The COVID-19 pandemic is raging. The world is locked down. But the ocean doesn't care about pandemics. A vessel called Pacific Constructor, operated by Ocean Infinity, is conducting surveys in the Pacific. Search Inc., a marine archaeology organization, makes a casual phone call. You're near where Nevada went down. Any chance you could look for her? The decision is made. Let's find her. A 100-square-mile search area. An autonomous underwater vehicle descends to 15,000 feet. 24-hour mission. Sonar scans. Side scan imaging. May 11th, 2020. Contact. An ROV with cameras descends. The screens light up. And there she is. USS Nevada. Upside down on the seabed. Her hull number, 36, still visible on the stern. 140, painted in white for atomic test damage assessments. Her turrets separated from the hull, lying in the debris field. Her bow and stern torn free from the impact of hitting the ocean floor at terminal velocity. 2 tripod masts, collapsed but identifiable. An M26 Pershing tank still strapped to her deck, placed there for the atomic tests. Scars everywhere. Torpedo damage, bomb craters, shell holes. Dr. James Delgado from Search writes, rising from its watery grave after being sunk at Pearl Harbor, it survived torpedoes, bombs, shells, and 2 atomic blasts. The physical reality of the ship, resting in the darkness of the Great Museum of the Sea, reminds us not only of past events, but of those who took up the challenge of defending the United States in 2 global wars. Richard Ramsey served aboard Nevada from 1944 to 1945. When he hears about the discovery, he says, "It's really a great thing that they found it. They should not have sunk that ship. In my opinion, it should be tied up next to the Missouri, the USS Missouri. That's where Japan signed the surrender documents. September 2nd, 1945. The most famous moment in naval history. And Nevada? She wasn't even invited." Ramsey continues, "We figured that was really an insult to the ship. We could have signed the surrender on board." He's right. The USS Arizona is a memorial. She never left Pearl Harbor. The USS Missouri is a memorial. She arrived late to the war. But Nevada? She fought in every major campaign. 7 battle stars, more than any other Pearl Harbor survivor. And she was scrapped. Veterans felt she deserved better. They're right. But the name lives on. In 1986, the USS Nevada, SSBN 733, is commissioned. An Ohio-class ballistic missile submarine, nuclear-powered. One of the most powerful vessels on Earth. Fitting, given the battleship's atomic legacy. The name endures. USS Nevada. Born 1914. Died 1948. Found 2020. 34 years of service, 2 world wars, 5 major amphibious assaults, 2 atomic bombs, 4 days of bombardment to finally sink her. She's a symbol of American resilience, of the idea that you can knock us down, but we get back up, and we come back stronger. They sank her at Pearl Harbor. She came back and stormed the beaches. They hit her with atomic bombs. She still wouldn't die. The Japanese couldn't sink her. The Germans couldn't sink her. 2 nukes couldn't sink her. It took the United States Navy 4.5 days to finish what the enemy never could. That's not a battleship. That's the American spirit in steel. USS Nevada. Too tough to die. Forever remembered.